मीडिया सर्विस चैनल यूट्यूब ते चलदा है यज़दानी शहीद मीडिया सर्विस चैनल यूट्यूब ते चलदा है।
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह नहमदुहु व नस्तईनुहु व नस्तगफिरुहु व नु'मिनु बिही व नतवक्कलु अलैहि व नऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिन शुरूरि अंफुसिना व मिन सय्यिआति अअमालिना मन यहदिहिल्लाहु फला मुदिल्ल लहु व मन युद्लिल्हु फला हादिय लहु व अशहदु अन ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाहु वहदहु ला शरीका लहु वअशहदु अन्न मुहम्मदन अब्दुहु व रसूलुहु सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि व सल्लम। अम्मा बअद फइन्न खैरल हदीस किताबुल्लाह व खैरल हदी हदी मुहम्मदिन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि व सल्लम व शर्रुल उमूरि मुहदसातुहा व कुल्लु मुहदसतिन बिदअह वकुल्ल बिदअतिन दलाला वकुल्ल दलालतिन फिन्नार। रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि समीइल अलीम मिनश शैतानिर रजीम मिन हम्ज़िही व नफ़्ख़िही व नफ़्सिही। या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनु इत्तक़ुल्लाह हक़्क़ तुक़ातिही व ला तमूतुन्ना इल्ला व अंतुम मुस्लिमून। All praise due to Allah and peace of Allah be on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last of the prophets. The ayah, the verse of the Quran which I have just quoted, addresses Muslims, believers. Allah addresses them and says, Ittaqullah haqqa tuqatih. Have fear of Allah as He deserves to be feared. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. And your death should come only when it sees you and finds you as a Muslim, as a believer, as someone who has submitted himself to Allah. Now this taqwa, which is usually translated with the word fear, you must remember that it's not an ordinary type of fear. It's a type of fear, it's a kind of fear which has love of Allah also in it or behind it, which has respect of Allah and His commandments. So the total of fear, love and respect is taqwa. And this taqwa, the main function and a very important function of this taqwa is that it helps us to enact the commandments of Allah, to act upon the commandments of Allah and to avoid what He has forbidden for us. That is its main function and that is its main use. And it's so important in Islam, so important in Quran and Sunnah, that it has been emphasized again and again. Its importance has been emphasized again and again, both in the Quran and the Hadith. There are many verses, many traditions, many ahadith of the Prophet ﷺ in this direction. I will quote just a few. First of all, Quran is a book of guidance, no doubt, but its guidance is useful for whom? Hudan lil muttaqin. It benefits those who have taqwa. the muttaqin. Those who fear Allah, respect Him, love Him. Then again, the Quran says, "Inna Allah ma'al muttaqin." Allah is with muttaqin. His guidance and His support is for muttaqin, for those who are taqwa. Again, "Inna Allah yuhibbul muttaqin." Allah loves the muttaqin. Allah likes those who are taqwa in their hearts, and they are guided by taqwa in all their actions. As for paradise, the Jannah, most of the promises made in the Quran about Jannah or for Jannah, they are meant for muttaqin. Inna lil muttaqina mafaza. Success is only for muttaqin. Success in the hereafter. Success, the real success. The real success is for muttaqin only. Jannah, uiddat lil muttaqin. It has been made for muttaqin. It has been prepared for muttaqin. What else will we require to know the importance of taqwa and the place of muttaqin in Allah? Similarly, the hadith. An-Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was asked, "Man akramun nas?" Who is most respectable among people? And just as the Quran says, "Inna akramakum taqwakum," the most respectable among you and the most respectable near Allah is the one who has taqwa, who is muttaqi and who has taqwa. Similarly, the same answer was given by Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Man akramun nas? Qala akramuhum atqahum. The most respectable among people is the one or those people who have taqwa. The muttaqin, they are the most respectable, and they should give this respect by others. Similarly, he was asked on another occasion, one of the companions asked him, "Su'ila an aksara ma yudkhilu an-nas al-jannah." He was asked, what will cause people to enter? What will cause mostly, what will cause people to enter paradise? He said, "Taqwa Allahi wa husnul khuluq." The fear of Allah, the taqwa of Allah, and good manners among you. Good social manners. These are the teachings, and there are many others as I said. But how the Prophet himself ﷺ, and the companions, how they acted upon these teachings, and how they realized the importance of taqwa, and how they tried to have taqwa in all their actions and throughout their life. There are many examples. The Prophet ﷺ sometimes would find a date, one date, tamar, on his bed, and he will try to eat it, or he would have intention to eat it, but then something will come to his mind. Maybe this tamar, this date is from sadaqah, and sadaqah is not good for me. It is not meant for me and my family. So he will throw the date aside and would not eat it, would not take it. Nobody is saying, it's the time of night, nobody is watching, but he has taqwa in his heart, so he will not use his day. Similarly, his beloved grandson, the daughter of Fatima radiallahu anha, the elder one, Hassan, once came to the mosque. He was a small child, came to the mosque, and there was a heap of dates in the mosque, sadaqah, zakat, heap of mosques of dates. So he was just a child. He came there, took one date and tried to put in his mouth. The Prophet was sitting on one side. He came running. He came quickly, took out the date from his mouth and said, "This is not halal for us. So even if you are a child, I will not allow you to take it, to eat it." This is taqwa. Then it is reported that many a times when he was leading the prayer, fi sadrihi azizun aziz al-mirjal, people could hear a sound coming out of his chest. And what was that sound? He was dealing with the fear of Allah in the salah, and he was also at the same time he was trying to control that people may not hear it. He was also trying to hide it. It's only for Allah, not for people. So because of that weeping and because of his trying to control it, there was a sound coming out of the chest. And the companions compared it to the sound coming out of the pot which is put on fire for cooking something. So something like that, a sound similar to that was coming from his chest because of taqwa, because of fear of Allah. And similarly about Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu also, it's reported that sometimes and many a times he used to weep because of taqwa, because of fear of Allah, that I'm standing before Allah and I'm talking to him, saying something to him, and he's hearing it. So his voice, his similar voice of weeping, the Abdullah bin Shaddad, one of his companions, reports that it used to come even to the end of the mosque. To the end of the mosque, it used to come. People standing at the end also could hear the voice, the sound of his weeping. Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala, he was served, he was given some food by his servant, which was brought by his servant from outside. He started eating it. But suddenly the servant said that it has come from such and such source, and Abu Bakr thought that the source was not halal, the source was not good. So he left taking or eating that food. And not only that, whatever he had already eaten, he tried to bring it out by vomiting, by putting his fingers inside and struggling to take it out. Someone present said, when you took a few morsels or a few drops, few morsels of this food, you did not know that it was halal. You didn't know that it was not good. You did it unknowingly, unwittingly. So why do you try to vomit, and why do you try to take it out? He said, because I have heard the Prophet ﷺ saying, "Kullu lahmin nabata min as-suh fan-nar awla." Every particle of your body, every particle of the body which has been produced or which has been nourished by haram, is fit for fire only. It's only fit for fire and nothing else. So that's why I know I took it unknowingly, and Allah will forgive me for that, because I didn't know that it was not good for me.
मीडिया सर्वस चैनल यूट्यूब ते चलदा ए यज़दानी शहीद मीडिया सर्वस मीडिया सर्वस चैनल यूट्यूब ते चलदा ए।